Attack me with all your strength.
Considerable margin, and
So in this adventure, we're going to be looking at the Acolyte. And the only marketing that we've gotten for the show is...
I want to ask you both, because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you bracing yourself?
Star Wars. Not the
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
But there's got to be more to it than just that, right? If you have no idea what this show is about, and you're just looking at the marketing and the interviews to give you an idea, you could probably get a pretty good idea of what the Star Wars work centers around.
When I saw Frozen as a grown-ass woman, I cried through the entire movie. There was just something about the relationship between the sisters, the like de-villainization of the classic kind of fairy tale bad guy, the concept of true love being between two sisters and not a heterosexual relationship. Like it just destroyed me completely. And I thought, gosh, I would love to make something like this that is, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning it's something that like my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person. Gotcha. But I would have been able to understand as a queer person. And I think I would have had a completely different life.
Anyways, with all of that out the way and all that posturing, I still decided to give it a try since only one of you asked me to. Be it far from me to be one of those people that try to double down on something being absolutely bad when I haven't watched at least some of it. So here we are. This review only covers the first 2 episodes. Episode 1 starts off with the only thing we need to know. In the dark corners of a galaxy, few people learn to use the Force secretly, and one of them is a lone assassin who goes around killing people because she wants revenge. Here we see the main character, supposedly, and it took me a while to recognize her. When I saw that she'd been in Hunger Games, I realized, oh, she's Rue, the little girl that everyone loved. It's very ironic how someone can play a character that was a treasure, and then the next thing you know, they're playing a character that is trash, and they turn out to be a villain in real life, almost.
White people crying actually was the goal.
So after bribing someone as to the whereabouts of the local Jedi, we're met with Trinity from The Matrix. Oh my, I wonder what role she'll be playing.
Your mom.
Yes, my child.
Yes, my child? What is she, Jesus?
Attack me with all your strength.
Oh dear God. Are they cosplaying as Star Wars characters? What kind of acting is this? Or lack thereof. Imagine trying to hire a rhinoceros to play the role of a cat. I imagine this is how awkward it would appear. Apparently, there is a law, forgive me if I don't know it because I'm still fairly new to Star Wars and I've only seen The Mandalorian and the first Star Wars movie, but Trinity says that Jedi don't attack the unarmed. The badly acted assassin character says they do, and then all hell breaks loose. The assassin character gains the strength of 1,000 suns and busts a cap in every single person's butthole, cloaca, or whatever they have between whatever crevice they don. And the thing I don't understand during this fight, which is so badly choreographed, by the way, is that if Trinity has the ability to use a force, the same force she apparently uses in The Matrix, then why is it that when she has this person's dagger right by her, she can't just take it from her and overpower her? She won't be killing her or hurting her, she's just getting the knife from her. I'm pretty sure she has way more experience with fighting than this rando does.
Who trained you?
You see what I'm talking about? There are times when she could just take it from her and she doesn't. Oh my God. You see what I mean? Not only do you have the opportunity to take it, and you make good on that opportunity at first, but then you drop the dagger after, like it's already been established that this person can use the force as well, and easily get it from off the ground without needing to move. What is this?
You. What are you doing here?
I mean, it's very obvious why she's here. Is this a trick question? There are several times throughout this adventure where I'm wondering what the hell is this actual dialogue?
I'm here to kill you.
And call me crazy, but it almost seems as though this much older Jedi who has way more experience should not have been thrown like that. Then again, I know nothing about Star Wars, so who am I to speak on this? So they had to write in something to make the experienced Jedi look as stupid as inept as possible by fumbling every instance of this fight to gain the upper hand, even when she knows this person wants to kill her and has seen how she attacked other people, just so she could be killed off super easily to make this character look smart and villainous or something. All it serves to do is make it overwhelmingly obvious that whoever the writer is for this should probably never write anything again. So the villainous character changes her mind and doesn't kill the bar guy because his kid is standing right there. This person could attack people unceremoniously, but now has a heart. I bet it's because something happened to her when she was a kid and she feels for the baby. Then we get what looks like the same person somewhere else, which already tells us that there's someone who either has the ability to pretend to be someone else, or that this character, who is the other main character being played by the same person, has a twin. So this person is working as a mechanic, which is a very lazy slang way of saying mechanic.
Wait, the pressure gauge is spiking. And that was the pressure valve. I got it.
Apparently they're not very good mechanics, or at the very least she's not. And what the hell is that supposed to be? Now, I'm not the greatest at physics, but I definitely know that's not what fire is supposed to look like or how it's supposed to behave. If they're in the depths of space, in a vacuum, there's an absence of oxygen, which fire needs to burn. You wouldn't have the situation that we're seeing before our eyes. It looks similar to a campfire on the ground, which kind of ruins the immersion of the show when there was none in the first place, so never mind. Not to mention, it would have made more sense if there wasn't noise when there was an explosion, or when they were working on the repairs of the ship. I understand why things were like that back then in older movies, but now we have no excuse. In space, or in a vacuum of space, there are no particles or barely any because everything is so spaced out and it's a vacuum. There's simply not enough to allow for the vibration of these particles when sound is emitted, and thus sound waves cannot travel, so we cannot hear them. Maybe some space creatures can, but we can't. There's no air molecules, so sound doesn't have anything to travel through. That's a simple way of putting it, and regardless if people know this or not, everyone by now knows that there is no sound in space. Most people collectively know that. Leslie Headland doesn't know that, though.
Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay?
Are you,
Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Was this a fun element of
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly
You're offended?
into it. No,
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference.
and are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Ask for
Yeah.
You see, this is what queer people don't need. She's so busy trying to market everything as queer that she ends up misrepresenting the queer community by making them look dumb as fuck and quite talentless. Maybe if you made everything about substance and the story and, I know, ironically, a little bit of pride, you would put out good work. It's almost like making who you choose to sleep with or eat out your entire identity has no bearing on how good you are as a writer or showrunner. Who would have thought? That's why when we're playing games, we don't all spec all into one thing unless you're going to be working in that one area or for that one specific job. So you can't spec all into queer and then come over into showrunning a franchise that is not intended to be just about that and expect it to be substantial. I know that might sound mean to some people, but I mean the evidence is right there. Anyway, Osha feels all PTSD and whatnot because something about fire and something about what happened when she was a child. Oh Lord, I know, hold on. She's a biracial lead, okay? Now I might be wrong, but I know a lot of you were laughing when I brought up the whole half-black woman and non-white female leads being lesbians or queer and not having enough straight black women leads or straight biracial leads in shows. Or like I said, maybe the shows I'm watching. This is now the next show that I'm watching. Let's see if that trend continues. You think I'm joking. Maybe I'll lose this bet, but I'm willing to bet that this main character, who is half black, is going to be queer or more lesbian leaning. Again, to be clear, I do not have a problem with lesbians or queer people. I mean, y'all should know me by now. However, my point that I have made in previous videos is that the only representation Black women or non-white women ever seem to have, and it's mostly Black women, I'm sorry, that's what I've seen, they only seem to have it when they are in main character roles like this, when they're very rough and gruff personalities and or they're not straight. At the rate at which this is going, Hollywood is making it appear as though 80% of Black women are queer, which is not the case. Let's give the straight Black women some representation too with some of these shows if they're going to be lead characters. That's all I'm saying. And it's not just me asking for it. Oh, and as other commenters have said before, other Black women are asking if they can also have Black leads that are not queer sometimes and have them be with their own ethnicity, right? It's either they're like, oh my God, they're super, super queer, or they're in an interracial relationship, which I think interracial relationships are very beautiful. But that is like the only time, like you always see that either Black man is queer, the Black woman is queer, and they're in an interracial relationship when they're queer too, or they're straight and they're in an interracial relationship and it's only the same type of relationship. It's always the white and Black. It's never anything else. Like Latino, Chinese, Asian, like it's never any of the other, it's just that same thing. And keep in mind before you blow your tits off into my face, 6 to 8% of the adult population identify as queer in North America. So I'm just saying, if you're compiling all the modern day shows like Euphoria, another example, it would be nice to skew that based on the statistics, you know, to represent the world that we live in, which is what these Hollywood elites are always saying. Again, not just me saying it. A lot of the Black women and the Black men in the Black community are saying it. A lot of the biracial people are saying it. A lot of members of the LGBT are saying it as well. Anyway, moving on.
Freelance out of ship repair, she bunks ship to ship.
Why would we have mechanics here?
So this is where we meet Yord, who has freaking Killmonger haircut because, Lord have mercy, I know I sound like a broken record, but it seems like, is this the only hairstyle that Black men can wear now? Jesus Christ.
To mention that might turn off a lot of players, and that's the aesthetic of the main character. That whack-ass haircut that the man has. I mean, have we seen this, right?
So I wouldn't say it's whack, but I'd say it's overused.
No, it is whack. In the video game world, it is whack. IRL, it's okay for you to be rocking that, but I'm talking about in video game. Video game context, it's whack. I'm tired of it. Y'all gonna have to let me cook.
Yay for diversity, considering we have way less of it now than we did only 15 years ago. God forbid we have some Black men with a fire-breathing, roach-thrusting wash and go, or a twist out, or even Bantu knots for crying out loud. God forbid we have some Black characters that don't wear dreads or cornrows and actually wear their hair out, but Black and Afrocentric characters can only have dreaded hair, right? And they're only in the Killmonger hairstyle. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep ranting on this, but the people that have the type of hair texture that allows them to have the greatest variety of hairstyles are only given the very basic same hairstyles over and over and over again. Killmonger hairstyles are dreads. That's it. Like, damn, that's what's wild to me. Ugh, anyway, after Killmonger threatens them, not very Jedi-like, but then again, like I said, what do I know? He meets up with the main character, Osha. She's very happy to see him, but oh no! He believes that she has killed the previous Jedi, Trinity. I know that's not her actual name, but let's be real, that's what everyone's gonna notice.
I just wanted to pay your old friend a visit.
Profiling. At least he's doing his job though. He's not letting his friendship or previous friendship with this woman cloud his judgment, but then again, I'm also wondering how they were able to pick up so quickly that she's a suspect. They start grilling her, and by now she realizes that she's a suspect for something. I guess they don't have lawyers in this time?
Unique, but the Jedi Council made their decision.
You lost your entire family. Your mothers, your sister. Your village all died in the fire before Master Soul brought you into the Jedi.
Why did he have to emphasize her mothers? What does that mean? Like, does it mean she had 2 moms, or there was a whole family full of mothers? Like, female priests, like 5 people living in a house that pray? Why didn't he just say parents? It almost feels like they just wanted to make sure we understood that she had 2 moms. She might have had 5. I mean, I don't know, it just kind of felt like kind of shoehorned and exposition dumpy. Better yet, why didn't they just show us all of this? Like they did in the Doctor Strange movie. There's a lot of telling going on, but not a lot of showing. How much did this episode cost? Because I'm expecting to see more. If there's anything good I'm getting out of this, it's that I watched this on double speed or a little bit over it because I had to. It was that bad and boring, and that I didn't pay for it.
Your village all died in the fire before.
Okay, so we find out that her family died in the fire, which I totally would not have guessed, given that we had that scene with the horribly placed campfire in the vacuum of space and her having some kind of non-flashback meltdown because we never see anything. The show feels so cheap, they couldn't even give us flashbacks. The Loss of Pastor could never. Holy moly. Chaos Theory, Jurassic World gave us flashbacks at least. And they weren't even that long. They're literally a flash of frames that shows us the basics of what might have happened. I can't believe something like Chaos Theory Jurassic World does a better job at storytelling than this. I can bet it's way cheaper too. I mean, this show is reported to have a $180 million budget. And for some context, Dune Part 2, the movie, had a budget of $190 million. Now, I understand one of them's a movie and one of them's a show, so you're gonna have a bit more hours depending on how many episodes you have. But based on what I'm seeing right now, the quality, it doesn't feel like you're getting what whoever paid for what here. I don't know where the rest of that money went, but definitely wasn't in the quality of the writing or in the visuals. Just let that sink in. And for those of you who've watched Dune, you tell me, matching up to what you've seen of the Acolyte so far, if the two compare.
Last night, a Jedi was murdered on Ueda. Who?
Master and Dara.
The suspect matched your description.
That's all they're going on? What did they say? Dark-skinned human girl with red dreads? There's nobody else in the entire galaxy that has that description? Do they not have cameras? They don't seem to have a lot of things in this universe, so how did they draw that conclusion so fast? And why couldn't they ask her coworkers where she was at that time? She's been on the job for a while. Like, I mean, yeah, the first two aliens, they lied, but...
You think that I killed her?
Where were you last night?
On this freighter. In this...
They could have gone back and asked. Maybe I'm missing something, but none of this is making any sense to me. It just feels contrived as hell or like really shoddy writing. Or maybe it just completely went over my head because my brain has literally turned to mush watching this.
You really think I'm capable of betraying the Order, overpowering a Jedi Master, and murdering her?
Exactly. No one should be able to do that so easily. The little bit that I do know about Jedi, especially older Jedi who have had lots of years in training, is that it wouldn't be very easy at all to overpower them, yet here we are.
That's her! She killed the Jedi and ruined my bar!
Oh, well, that's all they need then. Just one person saying she did it. I mean, that's enough, I guess, but with all the technology these people have, they don't have cameras?
Do you guys not have phones? Yeah, you guys all have.
You have a bar where stuff like this probably happens all the time. You don't have cameras, bro? Anyway. Next, we meet this guy from another region who looks very familiar.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you.
I know this is supposed to be for the fantasy element of this, but it sounds so stupid. Don't trust what you see, just blindly trust what you can't. Sounds like severe indoctrination, a case of trust me bro when faith prevails. Let's not trust one of our most important senses. No, I get it if the enemy that they're constantly fighting have a knack for inducing visual hallucinations, which is probably the case. You know, so then I'd understand why they'd have issues with that. But then wouldn't they just find ways around that, like hacking their hearing anyway? Again, I don't know how the Force works, so maybe that allows them to have some senses outside themselves, like the ability to detect dead people or something. It just sounds like an irresponsible thing to tell a kid. Anyway, enter bad actor number 6,000, I don't know.
How lucky these younglings are to have such a compassionate teacher.
I'm the fortunate one.
That was so awful.
She tells his teacher that his old pupil is going on a rampage, killing Jedi. She killed one of the best out there, apparently, and the evidence against her is strong. That's what she said. The only evidence they have is that she matches the description, and the one person said she's the one who killed them, even though she has alibi. Do people not have alibi? Never mind. What if that freaking alien was racist? And he's like, I don't like dark-skinned humans, so I'll just say a dark-skinned human did it. You know, then we see our main character, who's the good guy, or the good twin, which we already know because we see it coming from a mile away, no mystery to solve there, being taken away on some type of ship for prisoners. She sees that a prisoner is gagged by something, and her first concern is his comfort, not knowing what he did or what kind of criminal he is. What is it with aliens stuffing themselves in people's mouths, man? Like, it is a thing in Hollywood with this. But yeah, she cares more about his comfort, and she doesn't find out what he did. What if he violated children or was a serial predator? Would you care about his comfort then? You know, I would think it'd be a little bit important to at least ascertain what he's done.
Is it true you killed a Jedi?
No.
We're planning an escape. You win?
So the other criminals ask her if it's true she's killed the Jedi, but she maintains her innocence. They don't believe her, however, and they tell her they're gonna hack the ship, which is surprisingly easy to do for some reason. Man, the future ain't looking too bright if this is what technology gets us. Anyway, they all get out of there, and before Osha can leave, she frees the violent criminal. Man, those criminals are something else. They know what Jedi are, right?
Can you give me a hand?
Bye-bye, Jedi killer!
Why would they, unless the jail cell prevents her from using her powers, if she had any, but why would you then provoke a Jedi if you know Jedis are... And let's say he didn't know she was a Jedi or something of the sort. The fact that she was able to kill a Jedi, shouldn't that be something of note that would make you terrified of that person or the least bit wary of them? Whatever, anyway. And then when she gets the Calvin the alien off of him, of course he leaves her. Yep, that's what happens. I'm betting about now she was hoping that she could go back in time and undo what she just did, but she straps up and survives what would have been a very bad crash, because of course she does.
It's the Jedi killer! She orchestrated the whole thing!
So, of course, the convicts lie on this girl. Then the old master forces one of the prisoners to tell the truth, and he does. Wait a cotton-picking second. Hold on.
Beware. Quiet your mind and tell me, what happened to the young woman?
She helped me, and I betrayed her and took the last escape pod.
It doesn't clear for Indara's murder.
Can't he just do the same thing to her? He has this ability. If it doesn't clear her of the murder, but this mentor guy has the ability to make people tell him the truth, couldn't they just bring him, you know, to Osha to have him do the same thing to her so it can clear her, because then she'd be forced to tell the truth? Wouldn't that be more powerful evidence, coupled with the shoddy evidence of having one dude say that a darker skinned human girl with dreads is a possible suspect? Also, I'm confused because I thought earlier they said
Transport went down over Karlak.
So this place, whether it be a planet or a region, Karlak, is the same place where Osha went down in that ship, right? The initial ship that all the criminals were on and she was on. And for spacefaring people, a planet is nothing for them. It's clear that in Star Wars, they have the ability to warp drive too. So going around a planet is nothing. It's not like it's gonna take hours like a plane ride.
And Osha?
Not among the survivors.
Any sign of life on Karlak?
The Republic dispatched probe droids to survey the wreckage.
I request permission to go to Karlak and bring Osha in myself.
It is highly unlikely she survived.
Yeah, with her being as dangerous as she is, and she's in the same region, why wouldn't they send someone or a few people there to make sure she's dead? What the hell is going on with the writing in the show? Just even doing this video is giving me a freaking headache. I was able to watch it more than double speed, but when I have to go back, it feels like hippo tusks making their way steadily through my toes. You know, that icky feeling that you get when something slides through them? Anyway, it appears that the main character is having visions of her little sister, and so she knows her twin sister's alive. Why now? No idea.
Master Soul, I thank you for choosing me for this mission. I should have brought Osha in myself. I apologize for my error.
We leave in 5 minutes.
They do this scene just so we could see Mr. Yord over here with his shirt off. Kind of feels like it. Oh, look, guys, I cut. Okay.
Yord, put your clothes on.
He would put his clothes on, but he's currently unclad because he's cleaning them. And I don't know why he's doing it in the middle of the walkway that seems to be very public, but that's what he's doing.
I was there when her sister started a fire that killed her entire family. Osha was the sole survivor. I took her as my Padawan.
She had a sister.
Yes, she had a twin.
Mystery was solved before it even begun because we know that Osha has a sister named May now. I mean, it's already obvious that she had a twin sister, but then they start talking about how she had a twin right before they're about to find out she had a twin, but it couldn't be because her twin is dead, and she has been for a while now, but we're gonna find out later that she's actually not. How convenient. Well, they end up meeting Osha, and she tells her previous mentor that she did not kill that Jedi. He saves her from falling to her death, and she tells him that she didn't do it, and he just automatically believes her because he's a man of faith, and you don't need evidence, only to believe.
The Jedi live in a dream they believe everyone shares. If you attack a Jedi with a weapon, you will fail. Steel or laser are no threat to them. But an Acolyte An acolyte kills without a weapon.
And the lactating frog was that ending. That makes no goddamn sense, because clearly this person, who I'm guessing is an acolyte, I could be wrong, but regardless, was able to kill a Jedi with a weapon. She contradicted everything the other Sith, whatever the frick he is saying. And if she's following the supposed lord of hers, or mentor, wouldn't that make her the least bit dubious? Clearly what he's saying is a bunch of bullshit, because you just used your blade to kill a Jedi. So, man, this show makes no freaking sense. But let's continue the venture into episode 2. Oh my freaking god, my head is pounding right now. Episode 2 continues with May, the evil twin, on her quest for revenge, trying and failing to kill the next Jedi, who has some impenetrable force field around him, so she gets poison from her supplier, and because this guy's riddled with guilt, she gets him to drink it of his own will, and that's how he dies. Man, this person has the plot armor of a child in a Jurassic Park movie. The Master now believes Osha and knows that May is alive, or at the least heavily suspects that she is. Osha walks up to the next dead Jedi guy that drank the poison and starts touching a whole bunch of stuff. I guess people don't have the knowledge to not interfere with a crime scene, especially if you're heavily suspected. Something that, by the way, could have easily been put to rest had the Jedi mentor guy just done the same thing with her, the mind thing that he does with picking and choosing people. Let me guess, the story's gonna allow him to cherry pick who he uses his power on with no explanation whatsoever.
Step away from the body.
I know what this looks like, but I can explain.
Do not move.
Maybe start explaining.
He was poisoned.
How do you know?
She didn't do it. My sights were on her the entire time. I followed her when she broke off.
Why is the mentor just standing there? Use your telepathic powers and show everyone that she's telling the goddamn truth. What is wrong with the writers of the show? Oh my god. Oh my god. People like this make it seem for real as though they've only gotten the job because they slept with whoever's in charge of its creation. Good lord. Stop eating each other's snatches out and take a break so you can whiff some fresh non-fish air and hire some actual good writers.
You killed Torben without the poison. He will be so pleased.
Go.
You look exactly like her. Whoa, wait. Hold on.
Back away. Where's May?
Hold on.
So they confront May's supplier after Osha pretends to be her twin. The supplier already knew when he went up to her that it wasn't her. How much you want to bet he's a bad guy or he's the, her lord?
We know you supplied May with the poison that killed Master Torben. We have your confession.
Wait. That isn't my thing. This is her. I didn't know what she was going to do with that stuff.
If you cooperate, we will consider letting you go with a warning.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please don't do the memory wipe thing or whatever it is you guys do.
What is your relationship to May?
I'm just her supplier.
So you're just not going to do it when you already have him confessing that he's working with a criminal? That seems very inefficient. This person is supplying, or did supply poison, knowing that the person used it to kill the person. He confessed all of that. So he's supplying poison to a person that is killing people, and you have him confessing this, and yet you're going to give him the privilege of not having his memory read, or not making him tell the truth. Why would you believe anything he says?
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
If you want to get to her, she'll be back here tonight. I'm holding some things for her.
Yord, secure the perimeter. Keep an eye out for May. Jackie, get to the ship.
Wow. They just walk out of there with it. He has the power to read this guy's mind or make him tell the truth. And the guy has proved already when you walked in that he's a liar or has the capability to lie. I cannot with this.
I will confront her.
No, I must face her alone.
You brought me here. We both knew this is where this trip was headed.
I didn't know you were still so angry.
The mentor guy tells Osha that she has to face her twin, that he has to face her twin alone for some reason. It's not like seeing her sister would have any bearings on what the possible outcome could be. You know, her twin might be easily or more easily subdued if he saw that her sister or she saw that her sister was out there. Sorry, my brain's turning to mush. And then you have these fight scenes that seem as though they're only there so we can feel like we're watching Star Wars, but we're really not. They're just there to show us that people are fighting and it looks cool because see, really bad choreography, isn't that cool? Don't they look just like Jedi?
You have misunderstood the
Oh my god, why would you drop the daggers? You already know that this person can use the Force. I expect they know this because these people know everything, right? We know, it's been established they know. Why would you drop them? Dude. Anyway, they try to find out who trained May, but she's not having it. And the mentor guy tries to tell her that her sister's alive, something that you could have just shown her. And she's all like, no, lies. Because you could have just showed her. Oh my god, I want to cry right now. I'm so freaking done with this. Oh, I feel like this is Bad Movie Monday all over again. I'm getting freaking PTSD. Oh. Anyway, she's all like, no, I must run. So she gets away by using the dirt cloud, which I'm guessing the Force doesn't affect. He can't use the Force to clear it up at the same time. Whatever.
I see your master has taken great pains to hide his identity. Even from you. You could tell me who he is even if you wanted to.
Get out of my head, Jedi.
I hope that this guy, if he continues to be part of the series, will continue using this power because I don't see anybody having this ability and not using it at every turn, especially when life and death are at play. Surprise, surprise, though, May ends up seeing her twin sister, having thought she was dead too, and her twin sister, the good one, lets her live because of course she does, and I'm pretty sure at some point in time we're gonna see the both of them fight and no one's gonna know who's who, and there's gonna be a mix-up like there always is with these type of sci-fi shows and movies, and they're gonna have the wrong twin. You know, one of them's evil, one of them's good, or one of them's misunderstood or something, one of them's perfect. But then they're gonna have the wrong one. It's gonna be the evil one. Gotcha. I mean, the crazy predictability of the show is driving me insane. I could still be wrong, but I have a feeling I'm not based on how it's going. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be something else that will also come down the line later that's gonna surprise me. Or maybe not. Maybe at this point, I'm just more so surprised that I'm not as surprised as I should be with these things. Anyway, May goes back to her supplier and she's mad and wants to kill him for selling her out, but doesn't. She doesn't want to kill him kind of either. And he says he'll make it up to her by getting her out of the city to Kofar. Well, with May on the run now, episode 2 ends with a Jedi Wookiee thing, like bellowing, you know, with its stupid thing that it does, and oh my god, remember the Wookiee, yay! And then it ends. I'm so tired, and this is the perfect show to watch if you want to go to sleep, so that's exactly what I'm about to do. Y'all too, you two writers, for shame. For shame.